What if in 1999, on New Year's Eve at 12 a.m., everything went wrong? What if Y2K actually happened? Here's my review of Y2K. We meet Eli, played by Jaeden Martell, and Denny, played by Julian Dennison. They are best friends at high school, and they're a bit of a awkward, nerdy, outcast type of couple. Eli has a crush on one of the girls in his coding, programming coding class, Laura, played by Rachel Zegler. And Denny, he moved to America from New Zealand when he was 13. On New Year's Eve, Eli and Denny, they go to a video rental store and rent a movie. They go home and they watch the movie, but they're a little bit bored. They're thinking, well, everybody's so cool. Why we're just sitting at home by ourselves watching a movie when everybody else is having fun. So they decide to, on New Year's Eve, go to a New Year's Eve party where all the popular kids from high school will be at. Eli finally gets to spend some time with his school crush Laura at the party, and Danny gets to play some of his favorite music and become the life of the party. At midnight, everybody counts down 10, 9, 8, 7, and finally at midnight, after a few seconds, everything starts to go haywire. Anything connected to electricity or computers or the internet goes haywire. Y2K is directed by Kyle Mooney, who this is his directorial debut. Kyle is, of course, a former castmate of Saturday Night Live, and he has acted in films such as No Hard Feelings, Zoolander 2, and Brigsby Bear. Y2K for me was a bit of a mixed bag. It's a film that I would definitely recommend watching, even though I think it's a misfire because there's so much of it that works and so much of it doesn't work. So I think it's one of those films that might become like a cult film. And yeah, I just think there's a lot of things that are very funny, very entertaining, very unique. It has a lot of interesting ideas. So even though I would not give it a positive rating, I still definitely recommend checking out Y2K. I wasn't intending on doing a spoiler review for this film, and I'm only really going to give one spoiler for the film because the reason why I'm doing that is because one of the main negatives I have about this film is it kills off one of the main characters very early on in the film, and I think that's a really huge detriment to the film's entertainment value. The film starts off kind of like a very super bad teen comedy way, like these two nerdy guys going to a party, and then we've seen that type of premise before. But then once the clock hits midnight and Y2K takes over, it takes a really big turn. It's actually it's actually quite a shockingly violent film. It's not like Terrified violent, but it starts off quite light and then suddenly it's quite a gory film. But Denny, played by Julian Dennison, he really gives the film some life, and he's killed off about a third of the way through the film, just as Y2K is taken over. And as soon as he gets killed off, the film loses most of its energy because all of the other characters, they are not as interesting. They are kind of cliched characters that don't have much charisma. And Julian Dennison, he really gives that film that energy that in that first third of the film. But that's the only spoiler I will give about the movie is that death. There are a lot of deaths in the film. They all randomly take place. I don't. I recommend going into this film knowing as little as possible. Just it's about this New Year's Eve party, and then everything goes haywire. That's all you need to know. But yeah, I had to give away that spoiler because it really zaps away the energy of this film. The actor who plays Eli, Jaeden Mitchell, he is pretty much a wet blanket. He has no charisma. He has no star presence. His character is very underdeveloped. All you basically know is he's a bit of like an awkward teenager. He has a school crush, and he likes computer programming, I guess. But that's pretty much all we know about him. So yeah, I found it hard to get invested in his character and his affection for Laura. The film has a lot of the music and the from the late 90s, and if you really grew up in that era, you will have like a nostalgic feeling while watching this film. I give Y2K 3 stars out of 5. This is a wild ride. It's best to go into this film not knowing much at all, but it loses a lot of energy once the main character is killed off, and the main lead, he doesn't have much charisma, and it's quite a funny film, but it just loses a lot of its energy in the second half of the film. It just kind of like making it up as it goes along, but it does have that kind of a low budget, a unique sensibility about itself. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. See you next time. Bye.